I'm Liz and I go to Green River.
Tatum, and I go to Green River Community College.
Journey Kiamis, Green River Community College.
A friend of mine was sexually assaulted when they were younger by a family member. They are now at a university but previously went to Green River. They told their mom, but all their family kind of pushed it aside just because my friend got assaulted by another family member and they didn't want to cause family drama.
Not as a college student, but before she went to college, I do. I know that she did not tell the authorities because it was someone in her family, and she felt as though she would tear her family apart if she went to the authorities, so she kept it to herself for a really long time.
Yes, I do know someone who has been sexually assaulted that is a college student. I know multiple people who have not gone to the authorities, mainly based on the idea that it happened, but they personally got over it, so it no longer was a big deal, and they didn't want to drag it out all the way through a legal system.
But personally, no, I don't see it occur often.
Yes.
No, I don't see sexual assault occur often on campus specifically. In a party atmosphere, yes, I do see it happen often.
Within college students, I do think it's most prevalent just because, when you're in college, you're more exposed to like partying atmosphere and kind of peer pressure.
Most prevalent in college? Yes, because it's just a time where everybody's trying to figure themselves out and party a lot, and I think that's where most of the assault actually comes into play. When everybody's drunk or high or under the influence of whatever, like it just causes a major disconnect in what's right and what's wrong.
I don't believe that sexual assault is prevalent in my day and age specifically because sexual assault has been happening over a course of history. Like, women used to be sold as sex slaves legally. This is not a new thing.
I think it's such a serious topic that it's kind of like taboo, when you're sexually assaulted, you kind of just keep it in and don't really talk to anyone about it. And I think it might make others uncomfortable talking about it, so that's another reason why it's not really discussed. I think definitely it should be more openly talked about, just because you need to get your feelings out. Honestly, if you were put in that kind of situation, you felt uncomfortable but had no one to talk to about it, those feelings would build up and you would just feel anger and sadness and contemplate why it happened to you. So I do think that it needs to be talked about more.
I think it definitely should be discussed openly, and I don't think that it's discussed openly enough. Otherwise, people would feel more comfortable talking about some of the assault that they've faced in their life. Because nobody really talks about it because it's a taboo kind of subject. They're afraid that it's just going to make the situation worse and that the person may not get in as much trouble as they should, and if that's the case, then they're just going to come back after them again.
I don't think this topic is discussed openly because it's kind of an uncomfortable topic. People who have experienced it get uncomfortable and upset, and people who haven't don't really know how to empathize with that. And I do think it should be talked more openly about because it happens so often, and people need to be prepared because it happens not just to girls but to guys as well. Like, nobody is safe from sexual assault. I think victims are afraid to tell somebody because it's demeaning. It feels awful. It feels like you've been violated. You don't want anybody to know about that.
In general, I honestly don't see a lot of sexual assault ads or how to prevent it or how you need to look out for kind of signs, I guess. You need to give more awareness to college students.
I don't think enough is being done. I don't see anybody trying to prevent it at all. I mean, there's things that say don't do drugs and don't do all of that kind of stuff, but it's not like somebody's taking an active action to stop. Or at least when you go to parties, you don't see people trying to stop sexual harassment, which potentially leads to sexual assault.
No, I don't think enough exactly is being done to prevent sexual abuse in general. I feel like if we made it a bigger deal and consistently pushed the fact that sexual assault is a crime and that it will be punished as such, instead of having lenient cases and some really harsh cases, we need to have it be more consistent. and we have to have the message out there more consistently, because I don't see it often enough in social media or in our schools.
If you were sexually assaulted and feel like it would be a burden on other people to talk about it, it's not. You know, you can openly talk about it with anyone that you're comfortable with. They will be there to support you and talk you through it.
A takeaway I'd like to add is that even in a relationship, sexual assault is sexual assault. You are not entitled to give your body to somebody because you are in a relationship with them. You are allowed to say no, and you are valid in saying no.